This week is the NBA trade deadline, and before they get to the NBA trade deadline, the league has been kind of quiet, and that's exactly why everybody thinks it's about to explode. Outside of the Hawks moving Trae Young earlier this season and a few minor swaps over the weekend, real stars are still on the board, but league sources say it isn't inactivity, it's posturing, and once one domino falls, everything changes. And there are some big names that might be available at this year's trade deadline in the National Basketball Association. James Harden, number one on the list, a trade that could break the deadline. There's been a lot of rumors recently about him potentially leaving, and that he has maybe played his last game as a Clipper.
Yeah, the reports were that he and the Clippers have both agreed that it's time to go. Reports are saying that Cleveland has been the most aggressive pursuing James Harden, but there is a huge catch when it comes to that. To make the deal work financially, the Cavs would likely have to send Darius Garland to LA, and this isn't really even about Harden versus Garland. It's more about Donovan Mitchell, who can walk at the end of 2027. So do you do you risk do you risk hurting your relationship with a guy like Donovan Mitchell for James Harden?
Yeah, the Cavs know if they flame out early again, convincing Donovan Mitchell to stay becomes nearly impossible. Harden is viewed as a win now move, even if the fit is awkward. To me, this seems a little desperate. The desperation rarely wins championships. Harden doesn't match Cleveland's timeline, and the history of midseason exits is well documented. If this is a Cavs big swing to keep Donovan Mitchell happy, it might actually accelerate the breakup. The sneaky winner here, though, would be Oklahoma City, which owns the Clippers' unprotected first-round pick. If Los Angeles stumbles post-Harden, the Thunder cash in again. So for the Clippers, you can understand where they're maybe coming from and trading away James Harden. But, for a team like the Cavs, the desperation move, I don't think it's going to lead to a big run in the postseason.
I don't think so either. I don't see how James Harden really hasn't had that kind of success in his career. I don't see how he's the missing piece there.
Let's talk about the Greek freak up in Milwaukee, Giannis
Yanni
Antetokounmpo.
Yanni Boo Boo.
Yeah, everyone's waiting, and that's the point. Yes, teams are calling. Yes, Milwaukee is listening, but around the league, executives believe that Giannis is far more likely to move this summer. Why? Because waiting increases leverage. We talked about this on the show.
Mhm.
If I'm the Bucks, I'm going to wait until I get a great deal during the summertime, then make a move right now.
Yeah, and there was a lot of talk, especially during the summer, about him going to the Knicks. We know now that the Bucks are starting to send counter offers to teams that have sent official offers for Giannis. So it'll be interesting to see where he goes. But it sounds like he's in his last 48 hours as a Milwaukee Buck.
The Bucks are asset poor right now, and the playoffs could create chaos. All it takes is one contender getting embarrassed in round one and deciding if they're one star away. So they could wait for the summer and wait for a team that got smoked in round one that needs to get a guy like Giannis. Milwaukee waiting. That's the smart play. This has the Paul George to the Clippers written all over it, the kind of trade that reshapes a franchise for a decade. If Giannis moves now, the Bucks risk settling. If they wait, the bidding war gets ugly, but in a good way for Milwaukee. And a team to watch, Golden State. Steph Curry's
Yeah.
window is closing, and the Warriors feel urgency that other teams don't.
Yeah, especially for a guy like Steph Curry. He's won championships before. It would be nice to get him another one as we start to see the end of his career coming closer and closer.
Anthony Davis, he was traded last year,
Yes, he
right
was.
before this time. Anthony Davis, quiet, but not off the table. He is hurt. Anthony Davis does want to stay in Dallas, and yet his name won't go away. The Mavs initially asked for a king's ransom, multiple firsts, or a premium player, and nobody bid. If Dallas lowers the price to expiring contracts plus one real asset, things could move fast late Wednesday. More likely, though, Dallas trims money elsewhere. Klay Thompson, Daniel Gafford, D'Angelo Russell pushes the big decisions to the summer. And just like the Giannis Antetokounmpo situation, it might be a more of a summer move for the Mavericks to move Anthony Davis.
Yeah, and Dallas with everything as we're entering the year after the Luka Doncic trade. I mean, there are a lot of questions that still need to be asked, and Dallas needs to figure out who they are and what direction they're going in. Uh, and I think Anthony Davis is a big key to that.
Yeah, they can play the long game. They're
Yes.
fine playing the long game. There's no reason to rush on an AD trade when you're still figuring out how to build around Kyrie. Plus, you got a 19-year-old in Cooper Flag
Mhm.
that's expected to be and has been one of the best team players in the NBA. Other deadline wild cards, look for the Timberwolves. They've been quietly active. The Celtics already struck early in the trade deadline. Raptors are linked to Sabonis as Sacramento tries to shed salary, and the Pacers with Halliburton hurt. Indiana might be pre-free agency, adding talent now for a 2026-2027 push. So that's the update on the trade deadline. NBA about halfway point of the season.